What's going on, you guys? It's Legendary7 here from Roundwind Gaming, and it's time for the Q&A, and you're gonna see some random shitty-ass gameplay, but let's get right into it. I'm not gonna say who asked the questions because I wrote them down, and I'm not looking at the page, but I'm pretty sure you know what questions you asked, so you'll get it down. But first question is, why'd you start YouTube? That's something I've answered before, but basically back in December I got back into watching like C-Nanners and all them guys, and all they did was fuck around and have a good time, and that's pretty much all I do with my people, my friends, my group of assholes, and that's pretty much all we did. And I'm just like, well, that'd be fun to share with people. That's an additional experience or additional enjoyment to be able to share the fun times we were having with other people like you guys. I hope that answers your question. One person asked me if I'd subscribe to them. Done. Check it. Already done. Paranormal experiences? No, I have not had a paranormal experience that I know of. Sometimes I think I hear shit walking in the attic of the house, but that's completely different, I think. Why Roundwind Gaming? Okay, so for most of you who don't know, I don't play Search very often, and this is kind of a weird answer because of that. But you went around the search, it says Roundwind at the top. I just took that and added gaming to the end of it, and it actually sounded pretty good. So I took it. And just to be clear, it's not the Roundwind Gaming, it's Roundwind Gaming. The is there because of the having to change channels thing. It's Roundwind Gaming, not the Roundwind Gaming.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Will you ever become a complete douchebag like big YouTubers? When you become, if and when you become big, I think is how you worded it. Will you ever become a complete douchebag? I'm like, for myself? No. Vader? Maybe. Or we already are. That's my two answers to that question. What's your favorite solo and multiplayer games of all time? 007, GoldenEye. Obviously, grew up on that. And as far as single players, you'll see come the September 17th, I'll be on GTA 5 nonstop. Playing the solo campaign, beating the shit out of it. The online multiplayer doesn't come out till October 1st, so you'll probably see some like dual commentary single player gameplay from me and Gompers and whoever else gets it at the time. Alright, this has to do with a video we did a week ago or so. Are Chinese chicken balls tasty? Yes. Add some barbecue sauce to that shit. Absolutely amazing. If I were stranded on a desert island, what 3 things would I bring? A double-barrel shotgun and 2 rounds. To the head. I don't want to be stuck on a stranded island. I'm sorry. It just wouldn't work for me. This was quite an interesting question. If a master race of ants were to take over the earth, what would your game plan be? 2 weapons of choice. And who would you save? Okay. Game plan? Run to the back of a corner like a frickin' zombie game, or like the zombies maps, and just have an all-out brawl at the end, like an epic last-ditch effort with a flamethrower. I only need 1. Give me a flamethrower on a bunch of ants. Fuck it. Let them eat me alive, but I'll burn those bitches to the ground. Who would I save? Nobody, because I'm pretty much committing suicide. Logan, am I your favorite sub? I like all my subs the same, but I really like the ones that comment. Is Gompers human? As far as I know. He's twice my size, but as far as I know. What do you think about COD Ghosts? Nothing special. Period. I don't see the point. It looks different, but it's still COD. We'll see what happens in November. Can you describe twerking? No. No, I cannot. I definitely will not do that. I kind of touched on this one earlier, but what YouTubers do you look up to? CNanners, definitely. By far one of my favorites. KYR Speedies, there too. And those, and Hutch. Hutch, Stark, CNanners, and KYR are the main people I watch because they all, like, not Speedy, but Hutch, CNanners, Diction, Chilled, Gassy, like all those guys, they all play together and they all kind of upload the same kinds of videos that I like to watch, just fun fucking times with friends, which is to the second part of the question. And do your videos have some of these kind of humors in them? Like, kind of the idea we were going for is something like that when I started the channel. That was kind of the idea I was going for. So I hope that answers that question. Do you jerk off? Well, who doesn't? Extremely religious people. But I'm not extremely religious. But it's also none of your damn business. Favorite and least favorite superheroes. Aquaman, least favorite. Fucking water and Toxifish. I walk on land? Fuck you, I win. Favorite? I don't really have a favorite. I just really fucking hate Aquaman. I think Iron Man. I just like to wear a giant suit of armor and fuck people up and fly around. I'm okay with that. Man. If you found a big bag of money, what are you going to do with it? Casino, bitches. I love blackjack. What can I say? If you were given 3 wishes, what would it be? After each time I lost that big bag of money, I'd wish for another big bag of money. Until I finally learn my lesson and I keep the big bag of money at the end and buy a house, a car, a bunch of other shit. Which would be just as bad as going to the casino. Now we have an RWG member question asking how I met everyone. How did I meet everybody in RWG? I can go down the line. I'm going to go in order of number. Sketch, I met as he was screaming like a little girl while I was trying to do a humiliation video back in January. He was screaming, going, "Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, oh god, leave me alone," when I was trying to knife him. And then we ended up playing for a little bit. I met Joker. Joker was in that game too, but I'll do that one now because there's kind of a 2-piece. Joker and Sketch were there, and then we did a little auction. We were auctioning off people in the lobby. It was really funny. It's a video on the old channel. Bailiff? I can't remember. Oh, he was friends with Josh, who used to be in Josh Gamer, who used to be in the group, and I talk to him every once in a while. But Josh said he had another person to play zombies with us, so I invited him in, or Josh invited him in, and we were playing. And we played for about 3 hours because that game lasted a really long time, and that was the original origin of the Porcupine story. But at that time, I didn't have my recording setup. It was actually the day I ordered it, we did the original Porcupine story. It was just a random thing that came up in the lobby. Or it came up in the game, and I fucking went with it for 2 hours. I kept making it worse and worse. Like, check out legendaryfucksexoticanimals.com and shit like that. I jump out of airplanes, fuck bald eagles and shit. It was ridiculous. RWG2 is Differentiator. He's my brother. Clear as day. That's who he is, so I didn't have to meet him. I lived with him for 2 years before I moved back down here. Twisted I met when the game first dropped. We randomly got put in a zombies game together, and we killed it on farm, so we just like, we got really along, so we played more. Gompers was actually an addition from Vader. Vader met him in a game of Grand Theft Auto after I had already left, and said, "Hey, I met this cool guy yesterday, blah blah blah." So I invited him in the game. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. We can always use more people." He's got a mic, and he joined us, and there was like an instant, bam, done. He was in, and that was right when I dropped Andrew from the group. And then same thing with Atticus. We met him in the covering all the bases video, and some people had said, yeah, you should bring him in, and then we brought him in, and he's like, #1 favorite moment of Atticus, singing, I believe, singing It's Raining Come in the Sketches Fucked Up Emblems video. That's hilarious. Vader, we were filming our series, The Walking Dead Experiment, headshots only, limited weapons, on farm and town, and we lost our fourth guy left us, so we went and found a random, and he ended up being who we found, and he was all like, oh yeah, I'll be in your YouTube video, da, 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 da. And he wanted to be in it, and then for about 3 months there, he wasn't actually in the group, but he had done those videos, and then when Josh did his little thing, and then we couldn't find somebody to replace him, because we went through like 3 people at 5, and I ended up offering it to him, and he took it. Seabodes, RWG8, because I already did, because it's me, and then there was Joker, so I already did Joker. Seabodes is my best friend, met him in 8th grade, pretty much knows everything about me. We've had some crazy times, but that's for a different time. Then J-Mike, that was another random zombie guy. Me, Gompers, and Bailiff were playing Mob of the Dead, and he just ended up being there. I don't even know if anybody knows J-Mike, because he really hasn't been in any videos except for like one before that, but he's the guy I chose to replace Steely Kill. He's just been away for a little bit. Vader, I will not answer your question about how ugly and dumb Sketch is. I think it's kind of dumb that you'd ask that question, so go fuck yourself. No. I agree with Sketch though. Fuck you, Vader, you cock. Gompers, that's a question I ask myself all the time. How do we get along so well? 12 assholes, we don't get along very well. No, we get along really well, and it's weird. I don't understand how we get along. And why did you start YouTube? I went through that already. Do you plan on stopping? Do you know how much I work? And I still do this? I don't think I'm gonna stop. I don't plan on stopping as long as one of you guys still watches me. How does that sound for an answer? And for the last question, how sexy are you? What do you think? Later, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Till next time.
I'll cut your fucking nuts off. You understand that?